If you regard the conditions that's against you, you'll never do nothing. That's what that's telling you. If you regard the conditions that's against you, you'll never do nothing or get anywhere. You won't. If you think about your problem, your faith will never work. If all you do is sit around and consider your sickness or whatever, you'll never put your faith to work. If you even consider the failure, look, there's businessmen here. If you consider the failure of other people or even your past failure, you'll never set your faith out to do anything else. Well, we failed before. It don't make no difference. You got to be willing to do what nobody else will do. And there's other people that's going to sit around, be careful, be careful, be careful, be careful. Now don't get radical. Don't get way out there on a limb. Sometimes God puts you out there on a limb. Sometimes he'll look like he's a man that don't know what he's doing. You think all Israel thought God knew what he was doing? He brought them to the Red Sea? You think they thought God knew what he was doing? They thought Moses was crazy. You brought us out here to die. God brought them right down the Red Sea. Look at what he said when he brought Joshua down there to Jordan. I mean, can you imagine Joshua finally going to go down to Jericho? Said, look, fellas, God told me this morning we're going to take over that land. God's bringing judgment on it. You're going to see a woman up there with a red string hanging down. Don't you worry about her. God's got her in his hand. Amen. He's taking care of her. She's believed the word. Amen. Now we're going to go down. All them boys start picking up their swords. No. Drop all that. Right. You don't need none of it. Right. I thought you said we're going to battle. We're going, but God's going to do the battle. Amen. He's going to do the fighting. We're just going. Amen. What are we going to do? I want you to go down there and take some instruments. God requires some crazy stuff. And they go down there and get on the outside of Jericho. What do you want us to do? God said march. How many times? 7 times. On the 7th time, you'll start blowing trumpets. They marched 7 times, and Israel, them men picked them trumpets up and start blowing the trumpets. And when they did, they summoned God on the scene. Brother, the walls started shaking. Everything started crumbling. Them men didn't throw one sword. They didn't pick up one shield. They just considered what God said and obeyed what God said, and God fought their battles. Amen. I tell you, look away from your problems. Look away from your symptoms. Only consider what God said, and God will go to work for you. When? I don't know. How long? I don't know. I'm just telling you, he'll stand behind his word. Amen. And whosoever believeth in him, he'll never make him ashamed. God will never embarrass you for believing his word. I'll say it again. God will never embarrass one of his children for standing for his word. Brother, when you imagine they look up there and the walls of Jericho, every one of them fell. And something, the hand of God was holding up a little girl's house that applied the token. I don't care how much trouble's shaking around us, brother, with the tokens applied, we're in God's hands. He watches over us. He takes care of us. That's where our faith is tonight. It's in God.